We are located in the Gilbert Camp, which is in Guadalcanal, Solomon Islands. We are conducting recovery operations, which is excavation of a site associated with the loss of U.S. Marines. The Marines that we are looking for were part of a 1942 battle on Mount Austin with the Japanese. During the day's fighting, we lost 10 Marines that were then sent to the back of the company to be buried. They were buried in 2 different locations, and the site that we're excavating right now is one of those 2 locations that we have the potential of recovering 5 Marines that were buried at this location. The location that we are recovering at now is in Gilbert Camp. Gilbert Camp is on the outskirts of Hanahara, which is the capital. And with just increase in population growth, urbanization, this area is very much occupied and has a lot of individuals and families living here. Because of that, we are excavating on someone's personal property. Underneath an individual's house, part of their yard, and underneath their kitchen. It actually required the entire disabling of their kitchen, and that contributes to a lot of the efforts and constraints that we have at our site. We have very unique environmental and physical constraints on the site. One of the primary constraints that we have is the fact that this is someone's personal property and their house, and we cannot interfere with their daily lives. We have to make sure that the family can occupy their house throughout the day. They have people coming and going, and they have to live here. So we cannot interfere with their daily lives as much as possible. The other constraint we have is because this is someone's property, that you have local debris, rubbish, that gets dispersed throughout the property over time. And a lot of the areas that we are excavating involve those areas where debris was placed. And because we have that, we have to make sure we're not redistributing it, putting their children at risk, as well as making sure our personnel are informed of what they can be coming across or excavating in those areas. The weather conditions that we have to deal with in this environment is much different than what most U.S. personnel are used to. It's closer to the equator, so it's much more hot, much more humid than we are used to. And when you're not used to being in hot, humid climates, even compared to Hawaii or mainland U.S., you have to think about the hottest time of the year and then add more temperature to it. And so those conditions that your body has to adjust over the course of the mission. And so you actually see more productivity out of our U.S. personnel towards the end because they're now climatizing to the local area. What I would like to add for the general public is a lot of the forensic anthropologists and forensic archaeologists take on this job and take this job because it means something to us. A personal connection. This was my dream job. I convinced my husband to move to Hawaii so I could take the job that I always wanted. And the main reason for that is that having a father that fought in Vietnam and a grandfather that fought in World War II, I'm able to be closer to those individuals. I can share in some of the stories that I heard growing up and that they share with me even today, being able to tell me like, hey, I've been to this location and I'm bringing home their fallen brothers and sisters.